Hello, and thank you for joining us today. If you're watching this, you have received a Take and Make bag from the Cuyahoga Falls Library. And in that bag, you're going to find everything you need to make a watercolor tissue paper canvas. So in that bag, you should have one canvas, two paintbrushes, one big one little one. We should also have a little cup with some salt, a little cup with some gold paint, a plain cup in our bag that we're going to fill with just some plain water. And you should also have an assortment of these paper circles here. Okay, so what you're going to do, if you'd like to plan and you want to see what you may have on your paper, you can go ahead and start laying your circles down. I am more about that willy-nilly lifestyle, so I'm actually going to dip my fat brush, put some water on my canvas, kind of do the top here. Now this is where your creativity can really show. You can make an ombre pattern, you could make a sunset, you could make really anything you want. I'm going to put down my little pieces of paper there, and I'm going to mix that in with some red. And again, I brushed my canvas with a little bit of water just to help keep these where I want them for now. Okay, so I'm going to lay those in a mixture. I've got some red, some pink, some purples, but really you can use whatever colors you want. Remember, you can also mix colors. Mix your blue and your yellows. Make some awesome green, Maybe you have some red and yellow in there. Make yourself some orange. Go for it. Okay, so once I put my first layer of dots there, I'm going to dip my big brush here in some water. I'm going to let it stay a little bit wet, not soaking, but wet enough. And then I'm going to brush over top of my circles so they get nice and wet. And then you're just going to, like you're brushing them, like it's paint and you're just putting some water on top. Okay, you want them to stick to your canvas, just like that. Put that one back there. You can leave some white showing if you want. You don't have to. And if you can see here, I don't know if you can see, there's already some color coming through there. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to do my next layer here. And I'm going to spread those all over the place here. I think I'm going to do another little bit different. I'm going to add some oranges, I think. Maybe a little bit more reds. But this time I'm trying it a little bit different. I didn't wet it first. So we'll see how that turns out. Either we're going to have a flying mess everywhere or not. We'll see, I suppose, won't we? I'm going to put some blues on here to make maybe some purple of my own. I'm going to add a few greens just for fun. Like that. Ooh, a dark one I have here. I'm going to add a few more light ones. Then I'm going to dip my brush again, the water brush, shake off that little excess, and then just go to town again. Start brushing on my dots. If they move just like that, just put them back where you want them. Okay, see that? We painted on there. And I don't know if you can actually see how some of the color, if I paint down, is starting to come off on my brush all over. Okay, so we'll keep those there, keep them going. Okay, perfect. So now we're going to add another layer. Let's see what other colors we have here. We've got some, I'm going to make a nice blue layer here. Do this one. Keep it going, And remember, every single person's is going to be different. There's no wrong way to do this. And I know You're like, but Cassie, I don't know how to do all this. I just like to have fun and do creative things, and that's fine. You totally can. That's what this is here for. No expertise, no prior knowledge required, right? We're just gonna watch and enjoy. So here I'm kind of putting just a big old blue layer. I want some blues there, and that's fine. So I'm gonna add some more water to my brush and paint, paint, paint. Paint, 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 paint. Just like that. Okay, and now we've got, the color is starting to come off. It's starting to mix and look beautiful. I'm kind of taking it over. I want all my colors kind of be all over my canvas, you know? So there's that. And you know what? I think that's what that looks like. I think that if you wanted to leave it that way, you could. Those are going to dry off. I'm going to add a few more colors here to these empty spots that I have. La la la, just putting as many colors as you'd like until it's full and just as colorful as you'd like it. Now, keep an eye on your brush because it may also be getting some color. I don't know if you can see that. Mine's already blue here from the bottom that we did. So we're going to put the rest of the color on just like that. Okay. Now that that's on there, all done, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take some of that salt that we had. We're going to sprinkle it. Do you want to know why we're going to sprinkle it? It's going to add a fun little texture, right? It's going to add a fun texture to our art here, okay? So sprinkle on as much as you'd like of that. And then we're going to let this dry, okay? Once it's dry, that's when you will be able to peel off your papers. When those have come off, just throw them away and you will have a beautiful, beautiful piece of art to hang up on your wall. After it is dry, you can also use the paint that we have provided and your small brush here and just go ahead and dip that in your paint. And go ahead and paint the edges. I'm doing it now because, you know, of this video, but go ahead and paint the edges once it's dry. It'll make it pop on your wall. Plus, anything that's hanging over, any color, should be nice and uniform. And you'll get a beautiful piece of art out of it at the end, okay? I'm going to go ahead and paint it. My canvas is still wet, but when you do it at home, you'll have a lovely, lovely canvas. Full of color, full of brightness. Hang it wherever you'd like with beautiful gilded golden edges. Again, that is the final product. And as you can see, if we start kind of pulling these up once it's dry, I don't know if you can see the beautiful colors that you are left with. Do we see all those? The more water you use, the runnier it will be. However, if you let it dry all the way, you'll have bright, bright dots. I'm taking mine off now, and as you can see, the color is there, and it will be there, okay? So, again, you can Pull off your papers while it's still wet like this, and then you'll get a nice kind of mixing effect. Otherwise, wait until it's dry, peel it off, and then paint your edges, and you'll have a wonderful, wonderful, bright piece of bubble watercolor art. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you enjoyed the project. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing you here at the Falls Library. Bye-bye.